G'day punters, welcome to the deep dive.
Put that down.
Put it down, sorry Peter. I'm a little bit upset, a little bit angry because it's a little bit of a delay to the start of this week's show, Peter, and I apologise for my lateness. However, it was sort of out of my control. Firstly, the boy, the big thickness, the young Das, had a little bit of an incident this morning, two of them, went all over himself and I had to clean it up. Delayed me. And that's what you do when you're a family, you've got to chop each other out, you've got to help where you can, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
However, Peter, where do we start here? Gytrash. So, I went and saw a friend of mine, other side of the city. Like to park my car there, go and have lunch with him afterwards. It's a beautiful little way to start the week. But I need to walk up the hill, get the tram across the other side of the city. The trams, which run and are funded by, do you know what they're funded by?
Those who pay tax.
Yeah, so you and me, Peter.
Ah.
They're funded by taxes. Now, little did I know, they decided to go on strike on a Monday morning in the middle of the city. It is selfish, low-end, small-minded and really short-sighted decision by those who ever made it, Yarra Trams. You have a job that is not far off being replicated by a robot, and you've decided you want more money, and to get that money, you're going to ruin everyone's day. I'm fine. I can handle the walk. It's okay. A little bit hot, a little bit sweaty, but that's just sort of where I'm at fitness-wise. But I can handle it. What about the mums and dads, the young kid, the young guy, young girl, first day of work? They're late and they're hot and they're sweaty for their work. Let alone disabled people who rely on that tram to cross the city. Selfish, disgusting behaviour. And the worst part of all is our taxes pay for your job and your tram, and also the electricity to run it, yeah? They're still running. We've got a climate disaster on our hands, and we're burning fossil fuels to run trams that no one's even using. Fucking useless.
That's good.
Okay.
Big spray.
Now, Peter.
Yeah, welcome to the deep dive.
Welcome to the deep dive. Not sure how much that would have gone through to the keeper, but
About 90%. I reckon it was pretty good.
a little bit, yeah. We're a little bit hot early here on a Monday morning as we look through the puntingform.com.au data, and we're going to have a good look at what the betting did via Betfair Live, Peter. It was CSH Stakes Day at Flemington. There was a light mist throughout the day. Gentle rain, but not proper rain. A little bit of wind, not heaps of wind. Let's look at the Lightning Stakes where they went very slow for the class to the 600 and came home slowly. There is absolutely no excuse here for Nature Strip's performance. It's run fourth. It was a $1.50 favourite. Are we bagging the ride? I'm not.
No.
You were bagging the parade a bit. I wasn't.
Yep.
It's
probably my big regret on the day, actually, is not getting more heavy-handed with that parade and just laying it for a stack.
Well, imagine if you laid it for the place. Oh, if I
Don't
were you,
remind me.
I'd be losing sleep over that.
Yeah. Few little nightmares. Hong Kong helped
A couple of
heal
thousand
that.
to nothing there. You've just left that in the bag.
Yep.
Disappointing, really.
Yeah. No good.
Live and learn.
No good.
Live and learn.
Do we take anything out of the race?
Yeah, Loving Gabby's a beast.
Yeah,
and I want to
absolutely.
back it anywhere it goes. I assume they'd go to the Newmarket.
You'd think so.
Loves a straight from
Yep.
what we've seen. It clocked the fastest last 400 and 200 of the entire day. The fastest last 800, the second fastest last 600. It was in the worst spot in that race of every runner. It almost won. I'm convinced the inside was at least a length or two faster than the outside, which is a big difference in a good race like this. Love the young horses at the moment. We've had success with them with Alabama Express. This is another horse that's just going to... I think it's going to blow them away.
Yep.
It just needs more tempo. It'll still be in the same position. It's got that big turn of foot. Every time Loving Gabby's raced, just about, it's in the top sort of 3 to 5 closes on the day.
What are we doing with Red Zell? I thought it had a heap of condition to come. I was expecting to look a little bit more forward.
I think it's the important thing with Red Zell is where they go to and what the race looks like. If it goes to... I'd prefer him at a Valley Caulfield if he's racing in Victoria, where he's going to probably be suited on pace. Whereas if he goes to like Flemington and there's all these dynamic horses who are all going to get their chance to let down, I think he loses part of his edge. But if he went to like the Group 1 or the group race at Moonee Valley, he'd be right in it.
Yep.
Wouldn't he? You thought he had a bit of scope to improve from the yard too, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he walked really well. He's just an old pro. He always
walks well.
Yeah, old pro. But we should probably also...
Gytrash. We've got to talk about Gytrash. These blokes just won a Group 1.
Yeah.
Fastest last 600 of the day. Second fastest last 400 of the day. Fourth fastest last 200 of the day. Outstanding ride.
Yeah, it was.
Towed in behind Red Zell on the good side of the track. Peeled out the perfect time. Outstanding riding.
Overall figure, though, not really that much.
Yeah, but again, but this is why... Like, if Loving Gabby was put into the race, or was a horse that is put into the race, they pinch these sort of races like this horse has.
Yep.
Great riding, great tactics, great training. Outstanding. Stoked for him.
Yep. Obviously loves the straight as well.
If you can sit one off the lead, you're going to be in more finishes than you're not. Unfortunately for like a horse like Loving Gabby, which makes her a tricky betting proposition, you're dictated to by tempo and race shape.
Unless it's Moonee Valley when she won.
Where she was just...
Yep.
Yeah.
Twisted metal. The other thing to take out of the Lightning is obviously the starting price on Betfair of Gytrash, as I believe it's now pronounced. $35.35.
And the spew job.
Best tote $17.50. Over double the price. Like, it's just... Yeah. If you're not betting late with the fair, if you like some of these horses, I mean, I know there were some people that had investments on earlier in the card at, 11 or earlier in the day, $11 to $15. You'd have to back up and go again, surely.
They paraded pretty well, didn't it? And
yeah, rock fit.
The 2-year-olds, Pistol, my man, what happened?
Look, they went even. They went basically benchmark for the class to the 600. It was raining at the time. We saw old Kirk just settle on the inside, a couple of pairs back, and got the split and put them away. But what are we taking out of this race, if anything?
It's almost just an SP profile job for me, and
yeah,
it's not even worth looking at.
I mean, look,
it's confusing. There's like, I'm convinced that Mr. Cashman and the horse behind it were just in the wrong part of the track.
Agree.
Like, hold the outside fence. Don't just go back to where they raced on Sunday. That was odd. Again, I'm favouring horses on the inside, but which was the majority of them here. Not a lot to take out of this, I don't think.
Yeah, plain on.
I don't want to back any of these horses next start. I want to see something from them to suggest that they're ready to win.
Sure.
Race 8 was the tab. The tab.
Was just
the Betfair Vanity. Sorry, Peter. Was the Betfair Vanity over 400 metres of Group 3 for fillies, 3-year-old fillies.
Finally, a bit of tempo here. They went very fast for the class, 5.7 faster than the average to the 600.
Big race for the Mailbag Syndicate too, where Ross Sott Brody announced himself as one of the bigger punters on the team. He found this horse and he backed it, and well done to him. It was good for us. It was a big result. Late. It was a proper race. Good early tempo, which set it up for the run-on. I think that the track changed complexion as the day evolved and the rain sort of changed, but the last two winners ran on, but the last two races was some of the stronger tempos. I think you can be forgiving of most horses if you want to follow one out of race 8 at the same time as you can follow anything you like. Like, I don't think you learn a heap. It was just a nice, honest race. The momentum horses went well. They were all in a line. The 3 place getters were in a line. Unlike we saw throughout the day where Rails and Run was probably suited. First, second and third were all one off. We had Muse, who was in the 1-1. Pretty Brazen had its back. And B of whatever. Bonvicini was last one off. Swing and Boom probably had every possible and was a bit disappointing. Palmy was ridden to win and sort of was there or thereabouts, but probably overdid it. I don't know what to make of the rest of it. Tricky race.
Good overall figure, and I think probably the thing that I like was the fact that previous start, 9 of the 10 horses ran first or second. The only one that didn't, which ran fourth, was the winner, Bonvicini. So it was like a good platform for a lot of these horses, I think, to then go on to another race. So wouldn't mind suggesting that this is a decent race to follow. Okay.
Now, we'll quickly touch on Galaxy Rated ran the biggest figure of the day in the last. I assume it's aimed at the All-Star Mile. Is it?
Who knows? I'm not voting.
Probably should have researched that stuff, but at the same time, I couldn't give less shits about the race itself. Galaxy Raider is a horse that I've loved for a very long time. It parades like a big sort of athletic beast. Good walker. Didn't surprise me what it did here. I thought this race will be a really good form reference and a good betting platform for moving forward. If you're at home and you got your puntingform.com.au out, mark this race as a good form race, and I'm confident we'll be right here. The second horse led, and the winner came from last. Great sign that this race was run properly, and honestly, you can look at all the angles, you can find the good runs, you can respect the SPs. This is a proper form reference.
Very good.
The CS Hayes, which everyone's on about, was a disgracefully slow time, and I think is a very, very questionable form reference. It was like a barrier trial. Horses, Dalasan, Soul Patch, especially Chenier, they could not do much more than they did off that slow tempo. Against that, they're all proper horses. It's very, very hard, and it's just sort of noise-making to have a strong view out of this race. You learnt nothing.
For the class, they've gone 6 lengths slower than that benchmark. And the overall figure's okay, but it's certainly, compared to where some of these 3-year-olds are going to later on in their preps.
And these horses are capable of much bigger figures.
Yeah.
But then even when you deep dive inside of the race and the data at puntingform.com.au, you've got like Chenier's clocked the fastest last 600 and 800, Soul Patch fastest last 200. It's just a complete mess.
Yeah.
Like Dalasan's clocked the second fastest last 200.
And the horse looks gone.
Does Dalasan want further, or does it want to go back to 1200? Well, I'm a 1200 man for me, but you learn nothing. You can justify your argument whichever way you want to make your argument in this race.
Completely agree.
Respecting the SP profile, I thought the betting was fascinating.
It really was.
Fascinating betting race. They came really, really hard for the eventual winner, Alligator Blood, and Catalyst was pretty soft. I think it started about $3 from memory. You'll get that up now, Peter, because you're all over it.
Oh, exactly.
But fascinating race. I thought, the only horse I'm happy to sack out of the race is Your Deal. I thought Regan Ballas gave that horse the right of the race, and it just stopped. It was in that 1-1 spot, which was certainly not disadvantaged on the card. Chenier with momentum would have got even closer to the eventual winner and second place getter.
Did have rails and run, which was advantage though.
At that point of the day. Third ever start. It's a lot of scary stuff here. Soul Patch gets 2,500 metres.
Thought it was very forward, Soul Patch, the way it paraded. And I thought Catalyst had heaps of condition to come. Alligator Blood looked absolutely at top with not that much more improvement.
So from a yard point of view, Pistol Pete, my man, is keen to oppose Alligator Blood moving forward from the yard. Anything in the betting?
Oh, look, it was a really good betting race, so to speak, but Alligator Blood, it firmed, it drifted slightly, and then it came back in again late. There was just a heap of cash matched on it. We'll bring up the figures there so you can have a look for yourself. Alligator Blood's clocked over, 330 or so thousand matched, and then Catalyst was much the same sort of figure, 180,000 matched.
Catalyst would have hit a real big low, like $1.10 areas, I reckon, in the straight when it just sort of loomed up to drop it. Juicy stuff there.
Fun racing.
And we're going to have a quick look at Sydney, and we might start there at Royal Randwick, where Rob Scurry, our Mounting Yard mailman in Sydney, who had a fat day and is just about to hit his straps, I reckon, the right time of the year. His girlfriend ran around.
He was very unlucky, Rob, for most of the day. He saw him really well. We'll get into a couple of the other races as well.
He backflit at 15s on the fair, which SP'd much shorter totes and corps. If you're not betting on the fair, you're costing yourself cash. You're not just stupid. You're costing yourself money.
He also took the brick bat to Libertini in the same race. Just basically said, awful parade. The others have grown up and sort of caught up to it in terms of size. Libertini, not quite the same improvement. Flit obviously won. Yes, looked impressive, but only beat up on 3-year-old fillies. I still maintain she won't beat anything outside of her own sex for the rest of her career.
But she probably won't need to at the same time.
No.
This is an industry which
is
focused on rewarding breeders. It's run by breeders, and there's an abundance of soft, good group options for fillies and mares.
It's wonderful.
To make them more valuable in the breeding barn, Peter. So she's sweet. She did that softly. There was no money for her. Rob found her, which means she's in for a good preparation, in my opinion. I would be respectful of her if she came to Melbourne because of her SP profile. Sneaky Pete, my man. Let's talk about our man, the big chic dog.
Alizé.
Big Sheiky, and his wonder mare, Alizé. Now, my mail was, we were headed to the futurity with her, and may or may not have just a little hand in the cookie jar, some big fat odds.
Go on.
Then I thought, I've done my cash because it's run in the
Apollo.
The Betfair Apollo Stakes, Group 2, over 400 metres, where they have gone. Peter, talk to me about the data there.
Well, look, I mean, overall, it was a very slowly run race. If we're talking about the class, they've only gone 7.8 lengths slower than the class. The overall figure's pretty poor, to be honest. So for mine...
It's a barrier trial, Peter.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
an absolute barrier trial. Back her up in the futurity,
Yep.
please, God. Well, which God? I don't know. One of the gods. Please, Sheiky boy, listen to us. Do the right thing by us.
But wait. Just before we leave Alizé and whatever else is associated with Alizé...
Honestly, this is the truth. Like, we're taking the piss a bit because we want to. But it legitimately is a beautiful setup. It's off a barrier trial. And while we're on Sydney, outstanding behaviour from Hugh Bowman. What a ride. Just to put her right in the spot.
Exactly. Now, I just wanted to ask, because there was no money for Alizé. There was no money for Flit. Is the Chop King back? Is he back?
Well...
There was nothing to suggest either of those horses were going a bit more forward into the race.
Pistol, Sneaky, my man, how many times? How many times is it going to get through that little noggin? What time of year is it, baby?
February.
Prize money's back. Cash is back.
Oh.
You're going to get the very best of all the very best. The greats are going to lift that extra level to secure all the rides and all the cash.